Hi, this is Connie Giordano with Walking in Truth Ministry. Join me now as I deliver this stirring message from God's holy word. Before getting into this message, allow me to ask you 3 questions. Does the world today take sin too lightly? What about the church? Does the church of today take sin too lightly? Robertson's word pictures made this comment. The world today takes sin too lightly. Sin is a terrible reality. The Biblical Illustrator made this comment. Sin is a word of which the world knows not the meaning. Men must know what God is, or they cannot know what sin is. Then James Lee Beale, author of Laying the Foundation, made this comment. Lawlessness is the temper of our times. Can there be a truer statement made than that one? Look around at the world today and you will see that indeed lawlessness is the temper of our times. It is the guiding principle of life. It is marked by a lifestyle of refusing to be subject to God's law. It is more than disobedience. It is a total disregard for the existence of law. It is spiritual anarchy. Actually, the big question that needs to be asked of our society is this. What is sin? How would you define sin? For I am sure that we would be shocked at how today's culture defines sin, or should I say excuses or totally negates it. Men nowadays do not know what sin is because they do not know what God is. 1 John 5:17 plainly says, all unrighteousness is sin. Let me break that down for you. All wrongdoing is sin. In other words, all deviation from perfect holiness, whatever is contrary to God's law, whatever opposes the character and word of a holy, righteous, loving God is sin. Every act contrary to justice is sin. Loving yourself and preferring your own ways instead of loving God and seeking to please Him is sin. Choosing your own will against God's will is sin. 1 John 3:4 goes on to say, for sin is the transgression of the law. This is its essence, being contrary to the revealed will of God. It is the violation of God's law which is given as a rule of life. Being so, Proverbs 14:34 says it is a reproach to any people. Righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. What does it mean when it says that sin is a reproach to any people? It means that it is the disgrace, curse, and scandal of man. It is the poverty, depression, and sinking of any people. Its nature is to lessen and diminish a people, sink and depress their spirits, destroy the wealth of a nation, deprive a people of the blessings of freedom, degrade them, bring the ill will of others upon them, bring ruin, provoke the displeasure of God, and draw down His judgment on their land. This is what the Bible means when it says sin is a reproach to any people. And the worst thing about sin is that it is against God. John Wesley made this statement. Gracious souls look upon this as the worst thing in sin, that it is against God, against his nature and his dominion, against his love and his design. How do we solve this problem? In Psalm 32:1, David said, "Blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered." Said another way, oh, the blessing of him whose sin is taken away, forgiven, or covered. Sin is covered when God pardons it. The prophet Isaiah offered the solution for the sin problem in the world today. It is found in Isaiah 55, verse 7, which says, "Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our God, for he will abundantly pardon." Forsake your way and thoughts. Return unto the Lord. He will have mercy upon you. He will abundantly pardon you. In turn, you will come to know what it means to be truly blessed of the Lord. As the songwriter said, "He washed my sins away. He washed my sins away. He keeps me singing every day. Oh, glory. I'm so glad he washed my sins away. He washed my sins away." Let me ask you, is that your song today?